we have got more cards to cover from the Japanese sets Snow Hazard and Clay Burst that will be part of our Paldea Evolved set in June, including a EX card of a fan favorite Pokemon, as well as some game-changing energy. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's go look at some new cards, including, oh, that's the wrong button. It's this one right here, right? Yeah, this one right here. And one of the new Pokemon we have to talk about is Glimmora. And this one is a stage 2 Pokemon. It kind of looks like a flower. 130 HP, fighting type, ridiculous 3. Oh my goodness, these ads. 3 retreat, which is really high. However, it's got a very interesting ability and oh my goodness. Hold on. Very interesting ability and attack. Its ability, Crystal Break. When this Pokemon is knocked out, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent can't take any prize cards for it. We have seen this ability in the past, in like having the coin flip to knock out. It can be really annoying, but when it hits, it is just, oh, absolutely maddening when you just cannot knock out that Pokemon in the active. Even though 130 HP stage 1, not that hard to knock out, but yeah, the coin flip part is crazy. And as its attack, Floral Spite does, you know, instead of doing 1 poison, or instead of 1 poison, you do 6 poison instead of 1. You pair this up with the Radiant Sneasler to add an extra, I believe it's an extra 2 damage counters. I can't remember. Geez, you add extra damage. You can do like 8 to 10 poison per attack, and it's better. However, you're really relying on the coin flips to keep you alive. I don't think this card is good enough, but it's here. It's a very, very annoying attack, sort of Wheezing-esque, but it doesn't shut off abilities with the extra poison. I don't think this is good enough, but it's here. A card that I think has more potential, Copperajah EX, 300 HP, a Mammoth, Padumch, 4 retreat cost metal Pokemon, and it has the attack Nosequake, 260 damage for only 2 metal and a colorless, and this attack does 30 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Hurting your bench does kind of suck, but 260 damage for 3 energy is crazy. Now, I guess the $1 million question is, how do you get 3 metal energy onto a Copperajah when stuff like with Metal Saucer has rotated out? And you could use potentially, you could build a Lost Box deck around this, of course, Mirage Gate on. But another intriguing option, here is a deck list to come out of Japan, and I've started to see people play this on PTCGL, and I plan on covering this variation of the Dialga deck as well, where you're actually using Miraidon EX to set up these Magnemites and to quickly get them on the board, and then you evolve into the Magnezone, at which point it's the flip the top X number of cards and attach all the energy there onto the Dialga. So there is a world where by turn 2, take out the Dialgas, put in the Copperajahs instead. You could be hitting for a consistent 260 damage and have multiple Copperajahs set up using a framework like this. This could be absolutely disgusting. So yeah, really looking forward to this Copperajah. Now let's move on to one of the... Oh, okay, we'll talk about Luxray first because it's the one here. This Luxray is very cool. It's got the ability Overflowing Ray, where once during your turn, if this card is in your hand and you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, you may play this card onto your bench. So yeah, without having to play any of the evolution cards, you just fall behind on prizes. Now you can bench this Luxray. Someone really at Pokemon loves Luxray. We get Luxray cards in every set, and there are some really good single prize Luxray cards in the game right now. And this one has an attack, Wild Bolt, 180 damage. This Pokemon does 20 damage to itself. Now you're like, if I'm just benching this, how do I get 3 energy onto this to make it worthwhile? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So keep that in your mind for a sec. We do have a new Tinkaton EX, and this one is a psychic Pokemon, 300 HP to retreat, and its big attack here is Humongous Hammer for 2 colorless energy, 30 damage. This attack also does 30 damage times the number of cards in your hand. We have seen variations of this attack in the past, Galarian Berserker V being one of them. And generally speaking, it's not that good. It's really hard to control how many cards you have in hand. Yes, you could play the Milotic that prevents you from getting like judged or anything like that. But building up a hand size where this really matters is going to be incredibly difficult, I would imagine. So, and especially with this being a stage 2, and that being really hard to set up in the first place, I don't know if this Tinkaton EX is gonna be worth it. It does have another move as well for Psychic and 2 colorless, Pulverizing Press. It's 140 damage and it's 140 shred. That's fine, but you're not gonna spend 140. You're not gonna spend 3 energy to do 140 shred. That is not good enough here. So it's big attack with the Humongous Hammer. I question its viability in competitive play, but I do love Tinkaton. It is one of my favorite Pokemon from the Scarlet and Violet series, and I had this on my team in the video game. We do have a look at Annihilate EX, stage 2, 320 HP to retreat, and this one has the move Angry Grudge, does 20 damage, and you can put up to 12 damage counters on this Pokemon, and this attack does 20 damage for each damage counter you placed in this way. So if you put 12 damage counters onto this, you are doing 240 damage, which is huge. Choice Belts, Define Bit, like you could get this even higher potentially. And assuming you don't get knocked out, in a world where maybe you don't get knocked out, you could play something like Cheryl, heal off all the damage, and then put that 1 energy back on, and then swing again for massive damage. It also has the move Seismic Toss for 150 damage. That's not good. Well, it's not bad for 2 energy, but you really want to play this for Angry Grudge. And this one is a intriguing card for sure. Stage 2 does give me some concern, but I'm curious about this Angry Grudge attack and ways of healing this off so that you can continue to attack again and again. Some new trainer cards. We've got Delivery Drone, where you flip 2 coins, and if both are heads, you can get any card from your deck and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is kind of like Cram-O-Matic, but you don't have to discard a card. However, you have to flip 2 heads. So there is a less than 50% chance that this card is going to work. I don't think it's good enough, but I'm sure someone's going to try it. I just don't think, risking your life on 2 heads is not ideal. We also have Motivational Lemonade, where you can only use this prize card if use this card if your opponent has more, if you have more prizes than your opponent, and this just heals 60 damage. So 60 heal is pretty solid. You have to be behind on prizes, but yeah, 60 heal that's not bad at all. And this card right here, Reversal Energy. This is kind of a take on an old card, Scramble Energy, but let's talk about what this does first. While attached to a Pokemon, this provides 1 colorless energy. However, if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent and this card is attached to an evolution Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, it provides 3 energy of any type instead. This is absolutely massive for single prize decks where you fall behind on prizes and like it's hard to accelerate, and getting 3 energy of any type is huge. If we go all the way back to the top here, this goes perfectly with, for example, this Luxray, where you could just bench this when you're losing, immediately move it into the active, attach that reversal energy, and hit for 180 damage. And I can't go through all of the cards. I know there's a Wug Trio in the Scarlet and Violet set that mills cards based on the number of heads you flip, and that one requires 3 energy. And this reversal energy is going to be amazing because you're a mill deck. You're always going to be behind on prizes, and if you can power that up in just 1 attachment, that's incredible. This card is going to be absolutely bananas, going to see a whole bunch of play. I really like this one. We also have a new Pelipper card. This one's a stage 1, 120 HP. It's attack 3 for 90. Not good, but it does have a really cool ability. Wind Letter. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may either search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck, or put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. This is kind of like Buddy Catch from Gallade, gives you shades of Drizzile from, the Shady Dealings Drizzile, but it is better and worse in the sense that it is better that you can grab supporter cards from the discard pile as well as the deck, but you can only grab supporter cards. I think that this is a very intriguing card, and if you want to avoid something like Lumineon, which has a similar-ish effect, but you don't have to put a 2-prize liability down, this could be kind of cool. I'm very curious to see which decks adopt this, because I do think that this is at least playable. I don't know if it's going to be like a staple in every deck, but I do think this ability is very good, and we have seen stuff like this work out pretty well, especially stage 1. Like, this gives me strong shades of Drizzile here. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Are you excited for Paldea Evolved? If so, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this upcoming round of cards. I'm really impressed with how Paldea Evolved is shaping up. I thought the Triplet B cards looked mid, but the Clay Burst and Snow Hazard cards look absolutely bonkers, and I can't wait to add a bunch of these to my collection and play with them on PTCG Live. All right, that's going to end it for this video. Twitch fam, stick around. Well, we do have to say goodbye to YouTube. Thank you to everyone on YouTube for watching this video. You can find me on all the things, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern time, like I am right now. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I will see you later. Bye-bye.